Hello and welcome to round 2 of the 2025 Grip EQ 43rd Kansas City Wide Open presented by Under Par. We're out here in Liberty, Missouri, right on the Missouri-Kansas border. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the two hotkeys.
Hog.
Boy, that all just rolls right off the tongue, doesn't it?
Yeah. So much information. We are at Bad Rock Creek Disc Golf Course, but it's also at a different named park that I don't remember.
Me neither.
And it was a little bit of a chilly morning.
Yeah.
Thankfully, the rain held off. It was a little wet when we got out there, but it held off the whole day. We just had a chilly north wind, but we were prepared today. And we're prepared to watch Holyn, Handley, Scoggins, Ella Hansen, and Valeria Mandujano attack this course today.
Yeah, we sure are. Hole 1 is a par 4, 575 feet. Couple OB patches on the right, one in the middle, OB pond deep. There's me and Madison right there. You can see us. We are loving our lives. First shot, you want to land to the left. Second shot, if you are bold, you can cross the water and try to land on this little mulch area. I think the most common error is to go deep and or left of the pin on the second.
Holy stats for Holyn Handley.
Holy stats indeed.
Look at her go.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. We have been looking at her go all year long.
95% fairway hits is insane.
And I like this hole because, you know, at 575, you can attack it any way you want. You see backhands, forehands, mid-ranges, distance drivers. You see the full gambit.
Holyn bailing out to the left. This is a super safe play. Sometimes you have a shot. Sometimes you have more of a scrambly run.
Own shooting an impressive 5 down yesterday. Perfect putting as she does. We saw this same play from her yesterday, just a destroyer forehand. Kind of taking that OB out of play, which is nice, as well as those trees down on the left. That's perfect.
This is a crazy starting hole. It was the most difficult hole yesterday. Today it is the second most difficult hole. And we talked about it yesterday, but we think it's largely due to the fact that it's just how you start the round. If it was later in the round, I think people would play it a lot more easily. Ella, what the? What?
That was not intentional to land that short in that
no way.
Middle strip. We can laugh because she's our friend.
Yeah, the middle strip is like 20 feet wide. Yeah. There's no way that was on, and it's blind.
Yeah.
That was not on purpose.
Yeah. Valerie hanging it out to the right. I do like this play, but it feels a little risky with the blind landing zone towards the water. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was a little more right than she intended.
It was a headwind coming through. I would say, I don't know. It was Was it windier than yesterday? It was like
just
more
from
sporadic.
It was just from a different direction. Yeah. And it was absolutely gusting. There was times where there would be no wind at all and then it would randomly pick up. It was also just different from any of the practice days.
Ella throwing from a spot she's never practiced, guaranteed.
Valerie going over to the drop zone.
Huh. Do you know, is the drop zone just for shots that land in the pond? I'd assume so.
For any tee shot that comes to us OB, you must proceed to the drop zone.
No. She hit the stake and stayed out.
Oh, man.
I wonder if it crossed, though. That was literally a perfect shot.
If she didn't cross, standard OB rules apply after the first shot. And that's a bummer.
Yeah. I guess we haven't seen anyone go out of bounds yet. I didn't realize it was mandatory drop zone.
I didn't either. Things we should know.
Didn't even look at that drop zone personally.
Me neither. There's so much room to land down here.
Yeah, it's like way over to the right too. Owen set up really nicely. And getting really aggressive, but just not going to pay off. That just flipping up in the headwind. Or just overturning it. And not much shorter of a shot here. Now throwing 4.
You can see how strokes kind of stack up here. Owen has to decide, do I want to go right at it again? She sure does. This is a much safer shot. Perfect.
Good recovery.
Sometimes the footing can be tricky on that shot across the water because it's a little downhill, so you can find yourself a little out of control. Here's Ella just pitching it at the ground.
And pretty awkward from there. I was in a similar spot. So Holyn might have a gap, but like you don't really want to hang it out over the water with such a short shot.
Mm-hmm.
Ella gonna have to earn her par here. Nice tester putt.
What a wild way to play the hole.
Very different, yes.
A nice par from Ella. You feel happy with par here. There was only 5 birdies today and about almost half the field with a bogey or worse.
Valerie really deserved the par save on that one, but at least it did cross and she got the bogey.
Hole 1 really showing us its teeth here on our lead card. Oh, do we have a guess for easiest hole again today?
Oh, do we? Do we have a guess? Should we do
With the
hardest hole instead? No.
No. With the wind, I'm going to say... Oh, really quick. Patreon disc winner. Mats Varnström.
Congratulations.
You won a disc from the practice round.
Yeah, it's signed by a lot of people as triples, so I believe it was Calvin, Austin Turner, and Paul Ulibarri.
Yep. And you can win a disc at the practice round anytime if you're a Patreon member, so go join up. This is the second hole. You got to make it through these mozzarella sticks, mozzie sticks as we call them affectionately, the telephone poles, the tall stumps, the Tootsie Rolls.
Wow.
Whatever you want to call them.
I like to call them clonkers for that sound.
And those clonkers, you don't even think about them in practice, and you step up on this tee and that's all you can think about.
I've hit them both days. I like forehand on this. Just kind of taking the, I don't know, turning away from it out of play, you know?
Yeah. One thing that's nice about this hole is you can see that wall. It looks like you have to get up and over it, but we actually have a little safe landing zone in front of it as well. So you don't have to go high unless you're trying to get that birdie, which inches away.
I'm going to guess hole 10 today.
10 for easiest hole?
Yeah. I don't know why.
I like that guess. Well, actually, I don't. I hate that hole, but
it was a good win for it.
I'm going to go 8
when
again.
I came through.
I'm going to double down on 8.
Double down on 8. Okay. I bet it's the hole that it was yesterday.
Which is neither of our guesses,
yes,
to be clear.
To be clear, yes. Holyn from the drop zone. We haven't seen anyone make this yet. It is, what, 70 feet?
Yeah, uphill to
like
on an ant mound. So it's scary to go aggressive at it. It is makeable, but a scary one.
Oh, if anyone was going to do it.
Hole 2 seems like such a straightforward hole, but there were only 10 birdies out of 42 competitors. Valerie chaining outright, not able to capitalize on that good drive. But Ella with the tap in.
Very nicely done.
This is, the stats are like you were saying yesterday, birdie bogey kind of split. A quarter of the field with a birdie and half the field with a bogey.
Oh, wow.
Dang.
Clonked.
Everyone got clonked today.
Just crediting Allie Smith once again for that word, which I will be using for the rest of my life.
Clonkers.
Cadence Burge having a good round 2 down through 3. Missy Gannon moving up. She's under par. Hole 3 is a par 4, 474 feet. Pick your poison. There are 2 very skinny gaps. We're taking the left one, which I believe is riskier, but rewards you better to attack for birdie. If you get out of the gap and get nicely up the hill, it's under a 300-foot shot. Still a lot of OB to contend with. I like the forehand on the upshot just because you're crossing more inbounds area. And the backhand, you could end up just never coming inbounds and essentially having to rethrow. A lot of risk reward and a lot of luck, honestly, with this one.
Yeah, the gaps are just barely small or too small to be called gaps.
Yeah, like would need to clear out some of those little stray branches, I think.
Yep. And I mean, just imagine if we were here any later and there's leaves.
Right. Last year, this tournament was in August, and the grass is normally like several feet high. And they were I was talking
like
to
in the OB area?
Yeah, I was talking to a
God.
local today about like how different it plays because we're able to kind of go out and wide on a lot of different holes. And you can see the trouble with this hole, both Ella and Valerie finding those center trees. Love the forehand play.
Yeah, I think this is the play. It really opens up the gap a little bit. It doesn't make it that much easier. Holyn pretty fortunate to get through those little sticky branches. Where she is, she's going to have no problem making the decision whether or not to go for it. But where Ella and Valerie are, it's a question still.
Big question. Own, working the flex. Oh, man. Is she going to go OB deep?
Holy cow.
Jeez.
Bounces off the OB line.
What a flex. Yeah, you're going to see a lot of this laying up. Valerie.
Yeah, just being barely out of position.
Mm-hmm. Ella, gonna go for it from here. This is a big shot, very uphill.
Ella's one of the few that I think could pull out a forehand here and rely on it to get there.
It's definitely the play from down there. I can tell you because I threw the backhand and it didn't work.
Yeah. But
Great
from
shot.
that far, you have to have a crush of a forehand.
Mm-hmm. And she does.
It's funny, those telephone poles on the zoom in shot look just like the Tootsie Roll. I mean the clonkers from the last hole.
Tootsie Clonks. I hate that. I like this big mitten we're dealing with over here. Own with an interesting look at it. I've never seen anyone this high up on the hill.
You can tell the locals by the fact that they're wearing shorts while everyone else has big mittens. Oh, Own gonna trickle OB left.
Yeah, it's another reason why the forehand is nice, battling the right to left slope.
These two little trees that are in the OB area are surprisingly in your brain.
Mm-hmm.
They're perfectly in the way. Valerie, just a wee bit too much turn, but checks up inside the circle. Might have to deal with one of those poles.
Own for a par save.
She would.
She would play this hole differently than anybody else.
Classic Own plane. Zooming into the basket.
Let's see it again.
We're going to get a slow-mo Own plane as well.
I hope so.
Tongue out. Arms flying.
Holyn for her first birdie. Big mitt herself. Count it.
The bionic left hand.
And a nice scramble there from Valerie.
Two birdies and 2 pars. What a way to play hole 3. There's only 8 birdies on the day. Let's check in real quick with Cadence ahead on the 4th. This is a big par 5.
Oh, that's a really good pump. Oop, maybe just a little pinned up on that one teeny tree that's weirdly in play. Look how small this thing is.
Oh, man, and she's having to do kind of a weird little patent pending. Really focusing up here.
Yeah, birdie's still in play for sure, though.
Not so smart, kind of disking down and just keeping it in the middle.
A couple feet off that tree, though, and she could have tried to go for eagle. Still good.
This camera angle really does a good job of showing how far it truly is. That was in the air for so long and still pretty far from the green. Cadence. Oh my gosh.
Wow. She's going to split the ant mount and almost throw in. Classic motorboat, if you will.
Oh my gosh, that's a lot of chains on a really nice angle.
She was eagle hunting that whole time.
Illegal in many states.
Still a nice turkey. Turkey hunting? Pretty legal.
Definitely legal. Legal and delicious.
Ella, the only one bogey free on our card. Cadence moving up into a tie for second.
Here's the hole we just watched Cadence play. Clocking it at 9:39 with such a big downhill second shot. It is eagleable, one of our tweener par fives, but we love it. We love the opportunity to eagle with a huge ripping tee shot. You can line yourself up for a nice big straight downhill shot, but it's risky because if you hyzer out or overturn your disc, that rough is rough and it can be difficult to get out and get up and down, especially on this elevated basket on a little elevated stage. We had a headwind left to right cross, I believe, today.
Yeah, mostly a headwind when I came through. Ella passed that little tree we saw Cadence pinned on. That was a Color Glow PD. Ooh, that looks nice. Holyn with a dead straight tee shot.
You can see these players really keeping it down low, trying to keep it out of the wind as much as possible because it was really whipping through here. Valeria hyzering out maybe a little more than you want, and potentially bringing that little teeny tree into play as well, but still you can always go for birdie as long as you get your tee shot out in the middle.
Love that. A very rare treat for FPO. Own with a nice shot. I like the forehand on the second.
Me too. But I like the backhand more just because just because it's so fun to watch your disc be in the air for so long. Like it's super aggressive. But the forehand's definitely safer.
Forehand's a safe layup.
Quote unquote, even though we just watched Own not or put a little bit too much turn on that disc.
Yeah. Valerie lined up nicely, and this is the classic mistake on the backhand, overturning it. And she's going to be just enough on the edge that I don't think birdie's going to be in play.
On the heat map, that is an orangey red area, that corner.
Ella hunting eagles.
Oh, yeah.
Nice line. Let's see if it has enough power to skip up there.
Just outside circle 2, pretty steep uphill for the putt. Holyn also hunting eagles. She's going for it.
Whoa.
Somebody call FWC.
Wow, that's a lot of air under that disc. And it's fine. Valerie not left with a lot. She's just pitching out.
And now can still get a par with a nice up and down here. How very forgiving here on hole 4. Forgiving.
Oh, boy.
I'm sorry.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh is right. It's only Saturday and I'm already doing puns.
Oof.
Right on the ant bite.
Ow.
Ooh, Own in what looks to be an even rougher position. Still managed to get some forward moment or progression.
On the edge, though, on the other side, might be a tricky final approach. Little patent pending from Own. With her approach destroyer.
Going deep, she'll have a 40-footer uphill putt.
Tailwind, though.
Yeah, nice little supportive wind.
You can do it. Holyn from outside circle 2, just looking to lay up. How come when we watch this, there's just never any wind? Just never.
I know, it's really bizarre because it was crazy on the screen.
Yeah, well, but again, sporadic is the word.
That's true, but not this sporadic. I feel like there was always a sustained little something,
A little something going on.
Right now, it looks just dead calm.
Yeah.
What a great gallery out today to watch the FPO lead on this moving day. Huge galleries all around Kansas City area. We love to see it, and everyone's smiling. Everyone's happy to be here.
Really great vibe. And you can see all the work too. Everyone's put in, ton of volunteers, ton of spotters. I love Kansas City.
Me too.
Own hit and ban on that par save.
almost half the field birdieing hole 4.
Ooh, Holyn a little high, but in for the birdie.
The scoring separation on this hole was so weird. There's another birdie or bogey hole.
Oh, interesting.
Almost half the field birdieing, almost half the field with a bogey or worse, and only 20% with a par.
Not what I'd expect, but I
Isn't
think
that weird?
a little bit, for sure, yes, but it must be because everyone's getting really aggressive on the second and then finding the woods, I'd imagine. Like
Either
we
paying
saw.
off or it is really not.
I mean, literally 2 birdies, 2 bogeys. Like, there you go. Yeah, definitely couldn't have predicted that. Wait, wasn't this the easiest hole yesterday?
Yes.
The game is alive.
The game is alive.
Ella also just gonna settle for a nice turkey. Ella and Cadence tied for the hot round at 3 down. Hole 5, a par 4, 594 feet. I like a forehand off the tee. You can throw a backhand straight shot or kind of a force flex that trickles off to the right over there. It's pretty tough to get all the way through this tunnel that the drone is flying. If you do manage to get up here, you can attack for birdie. We only saw one yesterday, Haley King going forehand. Most of us just trying to get across the ditch, probably just pitch up before the pond and take a nice par. This played is one of the more difficult holes yesterday.
Definitely still in the top 5. This is not one that you're banking on for birdie, but you kind of have to make a decision here. I was attacking yesterday, but after watching what could happen with attacking, I'm like, I don't know if it's worth it on this hole.
Yeah, for
and so
sure.
it's really impressive. I mean, I think having a forehand is a huge advantage here.
Absolutely.
You're going to see Holyn and Ella both pull out giant forehands, but a backhand is a little risky. It's kind of wild feeling.
More than a little.
Yeah, and it's almost not quite worth it because even with one of the best shots you can throw, you just don't get to a landing zone where you can attack. So I kind of like to just chip up.
Ella and Holyn both with phenomenal forehands. Valerie, very good forehand. That's a great landing zone for par. But I think just highlighting how good Ella and Holyn's was. Yeah, the only backhand that I've really seen work is something that turns really aggressively and fights through the right side. But
And it has to get a little lucky. There's not really a good single gap that you're going for.
So own those dead trees right there is a really good kind of indicator of where you want to land just past them.
Valerie gonna follow suit. She's going a little bit higher and a little bit more pinched on the left side. We'll see what she has to work with for her approach. Ella definitely going for it. Look at this standstill power. Oh my God.
That's awesome. Again, we only saw one birdie yesterday. So to have both Ella and Holyn able to go for it is really impressive.
I have skill envy. Like just a standstill, super powerful shot like this is awesome.
Yeah. Holyn splitting some trees. She's going to be inside the circle as well. Throwing her third the more typical way. You see the majority of the field playing this hole.
Here's Valerie, a wee bit pinched, but just enough to get a hyzer to the green.
Man, I love how she throws approach shots.
Me too. There were only 5 birdies today.
Oh.
More than yesterday.
Yeah.
People figuring out how they want to attack this hole. Sometimes it takes a couple rounds or even an entire tournament for everyone in the field to kind of figure out what their game plan is.
True.
And how they want to attack holes, especially on super wooded holes like this one.
And a lot of us have never played here before.
Yep.
All right, you're the birder. You got a regional bird for Ella's 4 in a row?
Heck yeah, I do. Right
What
now.
is it?
Oh, she just made it.
Yeah.
So I heard one yesterday for my first time in a long time. I think it's a migratory bird, but they do nest around here. It's called a Louisiana water thrush.
Oh, boy.
I know we're in Missouri, but it's a sick bird.
Okay, we love a sick bird.
Beautiful, and it's got a really nice call.
Okay,
So
we'll have to listen to it. Maybe pull that up on your Merlin app.
sure.
Holyn with a nice turkey. We got to see 2 of the 5 birdies on the day. I love that you're literally just going to pull this call up.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We make the rules here in the booth.
It's true. I don't know why they keep inviting us back here. Jessica Weiss looks like she had a rough start on hole 1, but having a super clean round. She's going hyper aggressive on hole 6. This is a route that is hard to make work this well. There's a lot of danger taking this route, but Jessica Weiss, a master of forehand angles.
Wow.
Wow.
Off the band, almost throwing it in for eagle.
Cool.
She's questioning her life after having a rough start and then almost throwing it in.
Wow. Glad that we got to see that on camera. Even if she missed the basket on that upshot, she would have been really close for her birdie putt. Really well done.
Let's celebrate the Louisiana water thrush.
Beautiful.
Happy spring, everybody.
I think just keep playing that during a preview, actually.
Yeah. Here is that hole that we watched Jessica Weiss throw in a very uncharacteristic way. Most people are going to throw hyzers around the right side and just try to chip something and set themselves up for a really nice tunnel shot all the way up to the green. It's not an easy second shot.
No.
Even if you're perfectly placed, it's tough. And forehand, I think, has a little bit of an advantage. You could do a little flex up there. Watching people throw forehands off the tee to me is insane.
Okay, listen to this. 3 women on my card threw backhand down that line. And I was like, what am I missing? None of them worked.
No, they don't work.
I was like, what? Okay. I was the only one to lay up.
I think Ella's literally just trying to like kind of chunder through that last line of trees. And it didn't work, but she has a little standstill sidearm. But most people in the field don't necessarily have that option to throw a step outside arm from there because it's a really powerful uphill shot.
The thing is you can land 20 feet shorter than that, but wide open. So that's what I'm doing
and
every
it's a
time.
mid. Me too.
Or I throw putter. Like,
yeah.
I'm not trying to do anything.
A
off
mid
the
at
tee.
most.
Yeah. Valerie.
No, I mean for the second shot.
Oh, I'm with you. Oh, yeah.
It's, it's tight, but it's doable. And Valerie even
she's even with them.
Yeah, but in a wide open lane.
Yep. And that's kind of the aggressive layup. You can just lay up to the top of the hill as well. Kind of what Own is doing here.
And those are 2 great shots.
Fantastic.
Yeah, you're thrilled. It's really easy to trickle a little bit further on the right side. You see a lot of people pinned up over there.
I think this is a backhand though. You were saying on the second that you like the forehand. I think
forehand
the way
flex is
the
good.
way it depends. I guess it depends on where you land. I've only landed a little past it.
Oh, on the right side.
I think. Okay. And I could see how that would work really well if you were like short left here. Oof. Cool. Holyn catching a tree, not progressing very far, and that's a pretty rough side of the fairway to land on.
You think Ella can do it better?
Yeah, I think so.
She's got
I don't think it's that hard to do it much better than than that, you know?
True.
Like, that's better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, actually, she's putting. That's good.
Yep. She's in circle 2. Let's see if Valerie can capitalize on this strange downhill run up. She doesn't even look like it's that hard.
Man, that was looking perfect. Yeah, it is so weird to run down and throw up, which is why you often see the layup just to the top of the hill instead.
Yep. Or in that situation, just a standstill shot.
True. Holyn.
Yeah, Holyn trying to get up and down.
Left with a pretty favorable gap, but it's definitely tight at the end. That's about as well done as she could have done it. Owns third. This is pretty typical to be near circle 2 after your first 2 shots. All right, Ella to put a little golden sombrero on our Louisiana
water thrush.
Water thrush.
One word. So this hole had less birdies than the prior hole, even though I think that hole's harder. But
yeah, I'm surprised to hear that.
Oh, she started walking.
Yeah, so the slow walk though, because she wasn't quite sure.
I mean, it was dead center.
Yeah, great run. Holyn for a par save.
And after that second shot, bogey Bogey is not terrible. That's a pretty brutal spot to try to recover from. There were only 4 birdies on hole 6 today. We watched Jessica Weiss. Let's shout out Kelly Foster, Elizra Midling, and Raven Klein for birdieing it as well.
And with that bogey, Holyn's going to drop back into a tie with Ella Hansen, who's having a really clean round. 4 down, bogey free.
Yeah, looking comfy.
Mm-hmm.
Cadence Burge moving up from chase card.
Gonna fly away. You can go along. Gonna find a life like this where we belong.
Hole 7, a par 3, 321 feet, dead straight. Mid-range if you got that distance. I don't. I wish I did. So you see a lot of fairway drivers and even distance drivers from down the field. I think we're going to see largely mid-ranges here. Just throw it straight. There's some OB left that can come into play if you kind of saw it off or get a bad kick. And there's some on the right too, but you don't generally see that come into play.
I feel like I've been throwing my mid so far, and I don't even think mid-range here.
It's
far.
It is far. It's just a nice one because it's just going to punch straighter and not fade.
Yeah, get some height. And there's no...
Dude, you should try it.
There's no ceiling to really worry about. You can kind of put it up higher and not worry about trickling any little branches.
I think you could get your hex there.
I think maybe you're right. I just never considered it because I like to throw my driver straight, but yeah, I might think about that. What's Valerie throwing? I'm curious. We're more
I'm guessing
distance.
Fairway. ESP Onyx. Fairway.
Okay. And a
7 speed maybe? I can't remember.
Yeah, really nice little finish there at the end. She will be putting for birdie.
Own. Destroyer, obviously.
Obviously.
But it's another one where just, throw what you're comfortable with.
Yep. Just whatever you can get to go straight and not finish too hard left. That OB comes up pretty quick over there.
I'm going to work the right side and squeak through nicely. She'll have a long putt. Ella went MD3 mid-range. This is Holyn's Z Swirl Buzz.
She's so good with this.
So good.
So good. I swear this offseason she just went and practiced throwing straight. She just went and found a really long hallway. Just did it over and over again.
Yeah, I'm going to just back that up based on nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Own.
We know Own putted in her off season.
Yeah. She's still dealing with that elbow injury, but also still putting like 200 times a day. And she thinks that's low. Isn't that crazy?
That is
200
crazy.
makes. And it sure pays off. Look at this. Her first birdie of the round, and she is hyped. Let's watch out for her.
Let's have a moment of silence for Own's elbow.
That's not it. Okay.
It wasn't
You can't do my eulogy.
Yeah, I know. I am not a eulogian. Is that a word?
Yeah, definitely. Let's have a moment of silence. Just cracks up immediately. Ella, very obstructed on her putt. Here's Valerie for a 2. Oh, give it to her.
Yes.
Just outside the circle, straddle putt. Very nice.
There were 10 birdies on hole 7 today.
Oh, they made it seem like there was a bunch more because they made it look easy.
Everyone making it look super easy.
Holyn gonna regain the solo lead with that one. And Own and Valerie finding some green on their scorecards. Some fun circle 2 putts. That's the best. Who doesn't love a circle 2 putt? Just leave if you don't.
Just
Get out of here.
yeah. We don't want none.
Scram.
Go on, get. Here's hole 8, my bid for the easiest hole of the day. And once again, I am wrong. It is the third easiest hole. Averaging at just barely under par, 303 feet. You can throw something straight and flat. You can throw a little flexy, but it calls, I think, mostly for a pushing hyzer shot. You can't go high, though. There's some branches up there that you can find. So a little flat shot to this slightly uphill pin on this sloped green. Yep, just can be a scramble hole, can be a birdie hole, but it's usually one or the other.
Yep. Valerie with a nice dead straight shot. Same disc as the last hole, her ESP Onyx.
There was a right to left wind, and you could definitely feel it in the woods.
Yeah. Yeah, you couldn't feel it on the last hole, but it was pretty strong on this one.
Yeah.
Madison and I only played one card apart, so our win reads are exactly the same. Oh, wait. Look, we're right.
Yep.
Oh, not quite getting all the way out. And Holyn with her hallway practice.
Yeah, just dead center again.
Right outside the bullseye. How long do you think this hallway was that she was in? Do you think she constructed it?
I'm sure she found like a pretty long one. I would say it was 400 feet. Just a guess.
Do you think it was trees? I'm picturing like the Matrix hallway
Me
with
too.
all the doors. Oh, good,
Yeah,
good,
yeah.
good. Okay,
I'm
same
inside
page.
for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
great. Own with a nice little upshot into the bullseye.
Here's Ella's little scrambly shot from the edge of the rough, no problem, into the wood chips. Wow, hole 8, there was only 9 birdies.
It's like one of those deceptive ones that we really all should be getting. Valerie on fire
That's
now.
her third circle 2 putt that's just centered.
Dead center. Let's see it again. She's locked in. Oh, look at that extension.
I could watch Valerie in this shape at all times. I could watch her putt and throw forever. She's my favorite form in the game.
Okay.
Let's enjoy this.
A good shape indeed.
Great form.
Holyn for another birdie. It's crazy. She's only had one par today.
Man, 9 birdies. I need to take some pressure off myself on this hole. I'm like, oh, you got to park this
This is
one
it.
because everyone's parking it.
I'm losing strokes with par.
Yeah, losing strokes.
I think everyone feels that way though.
Yeah. And that's why we all shanked. No, because there was, let's see, it looks like not even half the field got to circle 2 in regulation.
I don't know. It's a deceptive little hallway.
It sure is.
Valerie with those 2 big putts gonna jump up into solo 6th. Missy Gannett and Cadence Burge 4 down, same as Ella Hansen tied for the hot round. Wrapping things up, hole 9 is a par 3, 268 feet. Another pair of clonkers to navigate. You want to, I like a little hyzer flip backhand. You want to get up and over these stairs they built just for us. I think the locals are really happy about it and what it does to your
Really?
discs. Yeah, when you hit it. And there's a low-hanging branch as well. Yeah, you used to be able to just like skip on up there, but I like it. I think it's...
It looks very professional.
Yeah, it's tough
beautiful.
but fair.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dave. I don't know Dave's last name, but he's a local and he gave me lots of insight on kind of how the course has changed and what
Shout
they've
out
done.
Dave.
Dave, we love you, Dave.
Yeah.
Ooh. Valerie sneaking over. The backhand, I think, is a great play, but it's tough to get all the way to the circle. I think the way to do it is this forehand.
I like a force flex with like something fast.
Sure.
Just hammer it.
Holyn hammering that forehand into
Yeah.
circle's edge.
One of the few that's going to overthrow this hole. Yeah, there's a little more of a window on that high left side as well. If you do error on the high side, which you have to get up onto the screen.
3 forehands. You're not going to see that a ton. Ella getting a little lucky through there. She's going to have a circle 2 putt. And this green is tough. We mentioned it yesterday, but it's right by Tournament Central. Actually, everyone chilling today. I swear yesterday everyone was really...
It was a party.
They were milling around.
Yeah, they were doing all kinds of stuff.
Having a good time.
Unloading, loading.
beer tent, kettle corn tent,
Just like aimless wandering.
somersaults.
Shocking.
Woo!
Ella gonna get her own circle 2 make.
Nice. Moves to 5 down, bogey free.
Talk about capitalizing.
I like this little face she does.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it should be a meme of some kind. Really great putt. Owen from just outside for her birdie. Dead center band.
Holyn looks like right inside.
Her second par of the round.
I bet Ella's feeling great right now. Big putting everyone on the card.
Yeah. And tying the lead, moving into the back nine.
Ooh, fancy.
Not bad.
Turning up the heat on a cold day. There were only 8 birdies on hole 9. Very tough little par 3.
Yeah, in practice, I really thought all these par 3s were kind of easy.
Yeah.
And then in practice, well, actually in tournament play, not so much out here.
No, definitely proving that they are worth an extra thought or two. Let's look at Ella Hansen and Caden Spurge from Chase Card, both shooting that little 5 down so far through 9 holes.
Big 5 down.
Yeah, incredible. What was our hot round yesterday? 8?
8.
So still some time to do work on the back 9. I think it's a little more level, but there's some birdieable holes and some hard wooded holes.
Yeah.
You guys watched it yesterday, obviously, but you got to watch it again today.
You
here.
really should.
Yeah, on moving day.
And you can tell that this course is playing a bit harder today than yesterday. Less ladies under par.
Yeah.
So join us on the back. Lots more golf. Lots more really, really good jokes for you.
Yeah.
You wait.
Yeah, just wait. We're getting better and better every day. Thanks again, Founders Club. We love you guys. Holla at our YouTube.
Yeah,
500,000 is within our reach.
it is. And you can help us do it by clicking some stuff and following the thing.
We love you for it. Okay, we'll see you later. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the 2 Hot Geese.
Bye.
Honk.